Hey, welcome to What If on 2K. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I really appreciate it. It's hard to believe that we are on episode 20. Sadly, we saw Michael Jordan defeated in the second round of the playoffs against his arch nemesis Patrick Ewing. But we have hope for the third season, and before we go into that, I will remind you all that I will have the YouTube chapters down below, so make sure you check that out if you want to kind of skip around and see what is going to be entailed in this episode. I'm thinking we may not have an actual game to play this episode. We'll kind of like wrap up the playoffs and then show you who the Kings drafted and see what kind of free agents come out of it. We'll do the whole simulation of the regular season and see what rookies got drafted, etc. And then see if the Kings make the playoffs. And then for episode 21, we'll check out the first game, assuming they make the playoffs, of course. Anyways, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future videos, and let's jump into finishing off the playoffs. All right, well, here is the remaining teams for the 1985-1986 playoffs, and of course the Lakers are up 2-1. Chicago is up 2-1. Now, don't forget that Chicago took Akeem Olajuwon instead of Michael Jordan, and then the following year they drafted Karl Malone. So that is why you see Chicago defeating the storied Celtics. And then you've got the big teams, Detroit and Philadelphia, still doing well in this alternate reality. So let's finish out the playoffs and see who would win the 1986 playoff run. Okay, well, we're stopping here at the Final Four. The Lakers advance, Detroit and Chicago advance. So let's see who will go advance to the actual NBA Finals. We'll simulate this Final Four. Wow, the Mavericks just demolished the Lakers. That's crazy. They actually demolished the Clippers. They killed us. They killed the Lakers, which I'm now actually feeling a little bit better that it was not an anomaly. The Dallas Mavericks are really good. And then Chicago making it here in the finals against the Mavericks. And of course, we know Chicago, as I mentioned earlier. Well, of course, we're very familiar if you've been following this series with the Mavericks. But taking a look at Chicago, they have Akeem the Dream manning the center with the mailman Karl Malone. Well, that will be a definitely interesting finals. Let's see who wins this championship. And there you have it. The Dallas Mavericks have won the championship. Makes me feel better. At least we lost against the eventual champs. They did, I believe they ended up winning 4-2. Mark Aguirre. Yeah, I mean, he was getting those numbers pretty much against us as well. A solid 23 points, 5 rebounds, 6.2 assists, a steal, shooting 58% from the field goal range. And yeah, they defeated them 4-2. So there you have it. The Dallas Mavericks win the 86 playoff run. Let's jump into our off season as we enter Jordan's third season. Well, this is always exciting to see the off season, to see all the different changes the teams make. Let's first take a look and see who retired. Oh, the captain retired. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at age 39. All right, Bob McAdoo. Oh, the Lakers. Yeah, they're going to be hurting a little bit. They lost 2 big-time players. And look at that, Don Boosie of our Sacramento Kings. He is retiring. Yeah, it was time. He had some good playoff moments, especially in his in our first season with him. But yeah, the old grizzled veteran is retiring. Dan Issel, Artis Gilmore. All right, well, we've got some legends moving on. And we won't worry about staff retirements. Let's take a look at Hall of Fame inductees. The captain retiring here. And even in his last season, he posted some pretty decent numbers. So, yeah, farewell, captain. Jersey retirements, of course, the Lakers. And, of course, he played for Milwaukee, too. during the beginning of his season, or the beginning of his career. Let's take a look at historic changes. Okay, not too many. Team branding, the Milwaukee Bucks, speaking of them, they changed their uniforms and floors. This is for the upcoming 86-87 season. And the Golden State Warriors changed their uniforms. So we won't make any changes historically to that. And then league meetings, we're going to keep everything the same here. We're not going to change any of the rules here. So we won't worry about that. And in terms of the draft lottery, let me show you the prospect scouting. We do have RIP Lynn Bias, but we do have him in the game. So this will be really interesting because this guy really could have been the ultimate arch nemesis to Michael Jordan. And it'll be interesting to see how Lynn Bias' career would have panned out. You could probably do a whole Lynn Bias career rebuild, quite frankly. Not really a rebuild, but just an actual to see what actually would have happened to him. But looking at the prospects, we've got Bias, Brad Daugherty, very solid center for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the real life. Kenny Skywalker, Chuck Person, Ron Harper. Yeah, he's a player. He would be an amazing pickup for the Kings. Butch Wade, don't really know who you are. Mark Price, very underrated point guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers, at least in the real historical history. Johnny Dawkins, Dennis Rodman is in this draft. That's right. I don't know, that would be amazing if we could get Dennis Rodman because, we're going to have one of the lower draft picks, but Dennis Rodman, Roy Tarpley. I mean, we have a power forward in Hot Rod Williams, but if we drafted Dennis Rodman, we could move Hot Rod to the center position. Roy Tarpley would be a really good asset as well. I think he could have had a lot better career in real life, but we'll see what happens here. Oh, yes, that's right. Arvydas Sabonis was drafted by the Blazers in real life, but they didn't get his... they didn't have the ability to actually play him earlier in his career, but in this alternate reality, we could... Wow, that would be crazy if we get Sabas, man. That would be insanity. Brad Sellers, Nate McMillan. We've got some decent players here that are... wow, okay. Actually, you know what? John Sally, Del Curry. This is Kevin Duckworth. Wow, Scott Skiles, Jeff Hornacek, Petrovic. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at the mock drafts. See who they think is going to happen here. The Rockets likely to take Lynn Bias. The Knicks, Johnny Dawkins. Okay, Pacers, Ron Harper to the Bulls. Who are the Kings supposed to take? Wow. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I would be happy with any of these three, Rodman, Tarpley, or Sabonis. But if the mock drafts are right, Sabonis would be, at age 21, Sabonis, we know that Sabas would have wreaked havoc in the NBA. At least that's what we kind of think would have happened, but that would be amazing to get Sabonis. Man, I'm obviously not controlling the Kings, but wow, we better not mess up. That would be amazing if we can get Sabas. So let's see the draft lottery. Let's see who would end up getting the picks here. So, of course, we do not have any opportunity here to get in the lottery odds, but 4 teams have a 19% chance of getting the first pick, and Lynn Bias, he will be definitely improving any of these teams. The Knicks, hopefully they can get a good pick here. let's skip the results and let's see what actually ended up happening here. The Spurs get the number 1 pick. Wow. Bullets, Rockets, Knicks. Where are we? We're the 14th pick. We were the 14th pick last year as well. So at least, I mean, the 14th pick isn't that bad considering there's, 23 teams. Man, if we could get Sabas, I got to stop hoping. So let's jump to the NBA draft and see what happens. Here we go. The NBA draft. I'm not sure if I'm going to... well, what I'll do is I'll play it out and I'll take out what I think is going to be boring. But let's take a look and see what happens here on at least a few picks here. David Stern, RIP. Welcome to the 1986 NBA draft. Here we go, folks. So the Spurs are now on the clock and they are drafting... Wow, Brad Daugherty. Okay, well, very solid center. They did not pick up Lynn Bias. Let's see what happens with the Bullets. Okay, the Bullets pick Lynn Bias from Maryland. Okay, wow. The All-Star, the 5-star All-American recruit coming out of high school. Bias overcame the injuries that delayed the start of his freshman year, fully recovered and showing growth every game. He is ready to go. All right. The Houston Rockets, they picked Chuck Person. The Knicks picked Kenny Skywalker. All right. He actually played for the Knicks historically. The Pacers go on to pick Mark Price. I will probably skip over to the Kings pick. Okay. Oh my gosh. I am not controlling this, but as the Chicago pick came into play, Chicago is trading their 8th pick in the first round along with Rod Higgins, and the Kings are getting the 8th pick. This is insanity. The Kings are making a really bold move here. They're trading their point guard, Larry Drew, which means that the Sacramento Kings have really no point guard now. And they're trading their 88 first-round top 5 protected to get the 8th pick here in the 1986 playoffs. I mean, the 1986 draft. Oh, I can't even think right. All right. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Drafting now, the Sacramento Kings are now on the clock. Who are they going to draft? Ron Harper. Ron Harper, 6'6". That is huge. He is a legit baller. Of course, we know he played for Jordan and helped Jordan win those that second three-peat. And Ron Harper was a solid player for the Cleveland Cavaliers, LA Clippers, Chicago Bulls in real life. And now he's going to the Sacramento Kings. And we've got a legit, I mean, he played shooting guard earlier in his career in real life, but with Jordan playing the shooting guard position, we're going to have a 6'6" point guard that can defend, that can score. This is huge for the Kings. I've been kind of like feeling really like really not very confident about where the Kings were headed, but to draft and make a trade to trade Larry Drew and a top 5 protected 88 draft pick for someone solid like Ron Harper, I am just really over the moon. This is a huge move for the Sacramento Kings. I can't believe it. This is crazy. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to the rest of the results and show you guys what happened at the end. So let's take a look at the review of the 86 draft. Brad Daugherty goes number 1 to the Spurs, an 80 overall, age 20. But look at this, the cream of the crop, I believe, in the 86 draft. Lynn Bias goes to the Washington Bullets. Chuck Person Kenny Walker, Mark Price, Johnny Dawkins, Maurice Martin, and Ron Harper. The Kings make a huge trade on draft night. I cannot believe it. I still cannot believe it that we made. I guess, I mean, obviously I didn't make it, but the Kings made that trade. That is crazy. Dennis Rodman goes to the Nuggets. Let's see. Who ended up getting Sabas? Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this. That's right. The Kings didn't trade their 14th pick. They traded their future 1988 draft pick. Lottery protected, actually. We still retained our 14th pick. And we actually drafted Sabonis. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Oh my God, that's crazy. Wow. Arvydas Sabonis, he's going to be coming off the bench with LaSalle Thompson, but to have Sabonis coming off the bench, our bench has been horrific. We've got a legit scorer off the bench this coming year. That is insane. I totally forgot that we got the 14th pick still. Wow, and we got Sabonis. I would have been happy in this draft if we just would have gotten Sabonis. As you guys know, I was mentioning that earlier. This is crazy. Okay, wow. Get a hold of yourself here. Jeff Hornacek goes to the 76ers. Dwayne Washington. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, okay. Didn't know there was... Not sure how many of these are real players. I'm a little hazy on the 86 players. I was around during that time, but the Pacers got Del Curry, solid pick. Did the Kings have another pick in the second round? They did. And they got John Williams. Let's take a look. Let me see who John Williams was. Hold on a second here. All right, I totally blanked on the fact that John Hot Rod Williams is on our team, who we drafted last year, and now we drafted another John Williams. And in real life, John Williams, actually, for the 86 draft, he was drafted as a 12th pick and went to the Washington Bullets. But here, the Kings drafted... 2 times in a row, they drafted another John Williams. But in real life, this guy, John Williams, was actually, to differentiate the fact that there were 2 John Williams in the NBA, they called this guy John Hot Plate Williams. And I think they were kind of making fun of him because he did struggle with weight issues in real life. Here, he's listed 6'8" at 235. But I guess he ballooned up to like 260 or more than that, and his career maybe didn't turn out the way it should have. But we will see what happens with this guy's career. But yeah, we got 2 John Williams on the team, and of course there was John Williams, the guy that is an orchestrator that did all the like music for like Star Wars, etc. But here we've got. Yeah, John Williams, 2 John Williams. That's crazy. And I think this is going to be a really good pickup. I was reading a little bit about the real John Williams, and I guess he was a really good passer. So that is going to be good for our bench. Inside scoring, post defense, basketball IQ. That's great. Nate McMillan got drafted by the Jazz. Johnny Newman, Kevin Duckworth would have been a nice guy to pick up as well, but we already have Sabonis. Scott Skiles would have been nice. But anyway, wow. Yeah, there you go. The 2 first and second round results. Wow, I think this draft, we came away big time with some great picks. We've got Ron Harper, Arvydas Sabonis, and John Williams. The Kings better sign all 3. I would be really, really frustrated if they didn't. But, okay, let's go to the rookie signings. Okay, good. So we did sign Sabonis, Ron Harper, and we did also sign John Williams for the second round. So that's good to see. Okay, so player options. It looks like, of course, they better accept Michael Jordan's player option, 2-year term. Of course, if, just as a side note, if Michael Jordan gets traded from the Kings, we'll, of course, just follow whatever team he gets traded to. But looks like the Kings made the wise move and kept Jordan. I'm sure he's going to be very pleased with the additions that the Kings did regarding their draft. And let's take a look at the qualifying offers. All right, well, it looks like the Kings are not offering Mike Harrison an additional opportunity to stay with the team. He was a pickup last year. Previously, he played with the Clippers. So that is it for the Kings qualifying offer. All right, so we are at the moratorium. We'll see if the Kings have any free agents that they are letting go of and see if they also made any free agency pickups. Let's take a look at least and see what's going on here. All right, so here are the currently signed players for the Kings prior to free agency. And it looks like they only have 9 players on contract. And so the Kings are going to have to pick up a point guard in free agency. They'll have to pick up a shooting guard. Let's see, look here. Rod Higgins. Now, this was a guy that we traded for with the John Drew trade. And not bad. We'll look a little bit more into Rod Higgins' history. I think, okay, he played for Chicago. He actually played with Jordan. That's right. I remember that now. Yeah, Rod Higgins actually played for Jordan. Here he is reunited to play in our alternate reality. Let's take a look here. So Rod Higgins was going to start at the small forward position unless we pick up someone. Here's the rookie John Williams. Hot Rod Williams is still with us. Oberding. And looking at the center position, we've got LaSalle starting, Arvydas Sabonis, Adam Novak. But look at Sabonis's ratings here. A-3, A- perimeter D, B+ rebounding, A- IQ. He's kind of like the original unicorn. So this will be very interesting to see what the Kings do with the free agency. I'm really hoping they make some wise choices here. All right, so we just finished out the moratorium. Let's take a look and see if there were any big-time players that signed and changed teams. Okay, let's take a look. Magic Johnson does a complete alternate reality here, and he goes to the Utah Jazz. Rather than Stockton being the point guard, Magic Johnson goes to the Jazz. That's pretty crazy. Unrealistic, but pretty crazy. Adrian Dantley goes to the Clippers with Terry Cummings. I wonder if Terry Cummings stayed with them. That will make the Clippers the LA team to beat. Clyde Drexler stays with the Trailblazers. This Jeff Ruland, I'm not sure if he was with the Nuggets or not already. Let's take a look. Oh, he was with Washington. Buck Williams goes to the Suns. He was with the Nets. Clark Kellogg, he stayed with the Pacers. Norm Nixon, he changed places, right? He was with the Clippers, that's right. And he goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dennis Johnson stays with the Celtics. This Griffith guy, was he with the Knicks already? No, he was with Utah. Okay. Doc Rivers goes to the Clippers. All right. Did I look at anything here? Did the Kings go anywhere? Jamal Wilkes, Tom Chambers stays with Seattle. Mike Woodson stays. Okay. All right. You know what? I think Mike Woodson will probably continue playing the small forward position. That's right. So he was a free agent that the Kings actually made a decision to do a 4-year, $3.11 million contract with Mike Woodson. So he stays with the Kings. I mean, I'm not hating it. I think Woodson did not play well for us in the playoffs, but it is what it is. Let's take a look and see if anything else happened here. Kevin Duckworth. Wasn't he a rookie? He's a rookie, but he was a rookie that did not get picked up. Okay, that's why he's on the free agency. Okay, interesting. All right, well, we made a decision to keep Woodson on the team, so let's see what happens. We will fast forward to the end of the free agency and see if the Kings made any additional pickups. Hopefully some wise pickups. Okay, so here we go. It is the end of the free agency. And the Kings, let's look at their activity. They, as we saw earlier, they did re-sign Mike Woodson, which I think he'll probably be playing the small forward position. We're bringing back Goodwin. We're bringing back Harrison. We let him go, but we brought him back. We're bringing back Melly, and we're bringing back Baines. So they are bringing back their bench, which really didn't play that well. But now we've got a shored up bench. That's the signing for the Kings. Let's look at the player progression. Michael Jordan went up 5 points to 93. That's crazy. He improved on his 3 points. He improved on his inside D. His playmaking is A+. IQ A+. Jordan, wow. Hot Rod went up well too. He went up 3. LaSalle Thompson went up on IQ. It makes sense. He's playing more, but his physicalities, he's not as strong in that. But Hot Rod Williams went up on his inside scoring, which is good to see. Rebounding improved. That's great. Ron Harper, look at those numbers. Harper's bonus. Rod Higgins. Okay, Higgins went up. Oberding went up even at age 30. I'm surprised by that. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. Michael Jordan up 5 points to 93. That's crazy. And here we go. We are going to jump into the next season. Let's do it. Here we are. Welcome to the 1986-1987 regular season of our alternate reality Jordan career rebuild. We've got lots of things to check out here. I think the first thing we can do is take a look at the 1987 rookies, and let's take a look at that. Boom! Check it out. We've got Reggie Miller. That is a horrific build of Reggie Miller. We will see if anyone else made a better a build for Reggie. But taking a look at it, we've got Reggie Miller highlighting the draft. David Robinson. Scottie Pippen. Wow, okay. Kevin Johnson, Pauline, Kenny Smith, Horace Grant. Wow, we've got Reggie Lewis, rest in peace. Yeah, he was supposed to be the guy that really helped the Celtics make that transition, and unfortunately he passed. Wow. So, okay. Let's see if there's Mark Jackson. He made a good play, but the other team made a great play. Let's see here. I remember this Kevin Gamble guy. Okay. Marcelonis. Why is he rated so low? Interesting. Chris Dudley, rebounding, really good at rebounding. Scott Brooks, OJ? Who's OJ? That must be a made-up player. But yeah, there you have it, though. David Robinson Robinson did go number 1, I'm pretty sure. But Scottie Pippen, David Robinson, Reggie Miller, they pretty much Kevin Johnson. Kenny Smith, Horace Grant, they pretty much highlight the 87 draft, so that's exciting to see. And then Derek McKee was pretty good too. But let's take a look at the teams now. Here we go, our annual power rankings, and we will look at each team and see what's going on. Portland Trailblazers, the number 1 ranked team. Just looking at a quick cursory look, they have the same players when we took them on in the first season of Jordan's career. Pat Lever, Clyde Drexler, Calvin Nat, Michael Thompson, John Koncak was a rookie when they played. Jim Paxson is still coming off the bench because of Clyde Drexler. Darnell Valentine. Wow. Okay. I mean, they didn't make any huge move, but they're ranked number 1. So there you have it. Let's take a look at the next number 2 ranked team. We've got the Detroit Pistons. Isaiah Thomas, Vinnie Johnson, the microwave Vinnie Johnson, right? Kelly Tripucka. I don't really remember much about him. Let's take a quick look at him. So he played with the Detroit Pistons this whole time. Okay, so I did a little research on him, and it looks like this is his last season that he played with the Detroit Pistons in real life. He was eventually traded for Adrian Dantley, where the Pistons ended up winning those back-to-back championships. But he was a solid player. Obviously, they got Adrian Dantley in real life. But yeah, I really didn't know much about the Pistons at that time, so I don't even really know how to pronounce his name. Tripucka? Kelly Tripucka? Okay, and they're number 2 ranked team. Okay, Cliff Levingston, he actually was traded after only 2 years with Detroit, but he staying with Detroit. Of course, Bill Laimbeer, many people do not like him. Oh, Larry Nance. Shout out to Larry Nance Jr., his father. But Larry Nance is with the Pistons in this alternate reality. Oh, it looks like he got picked up as a free agent. Played with the Phoenix Suns. That's why he is. That's why Detroit is number 2 ranked. They got Manute Bol too. They drafted him. That's right. They drafted him. And okay, so the Pistons are quite formidable. They just picked up this Brad Sellers guy. Okay, that's the number 2 ranked Pistons. Number 3 ranked Boston Celtics, Gerald Henderson. Dennis Johnson normally played point guard, but they've got Gerald Henderson playing the point guard spot at age 32. Larry Bird, Larry Legend. They've got the 3 guys coming into their own. DJ Danny Ainge got. Wow, they let go of Danny Ainge. Okay, so Cedric Maxwell is still with them. Dwayne Washington was a new pickup. Quinn Buckner played. Okay. But yeah, there you go with the Celtics. Philadelphia 76ers, Mo Cheeks, Dr. J, Bobby Jones. He played with Philly. Of course, Moses Malone, very high ranked, still at the age of 31. Otis Thorpe, was he? Oh, wow. I think, yeah. Otis Thorpe was a draft pick by them, but in real life, he did not play for the 76ers. Gerald Wilkins, Lionel Hollins, Kurt Rambis. Okay. Yeah, they're quite a formidable team. All right, well, the Dallas Mavericks, we've got the reigning championship team, and it looks like they are bringing back all the same guys here. Harper, Blackman, Aguirre, Oakley coming back off of his rookie season, Patrick Ewing getting better, Dale Ellis, Terry Porter, in that whole run, they didn't even, and he was a rookie, but they didn't even give him any minutes, and here he is making their team. He's definitely going to make their team better. Okay. Spud Webb didn't even play at all. But yeah, the Dallas Mavericks are going to continue to be they're going to be a challenge for the Kings. We'll see what happens this year. Of course, we've gotten better too. The Utah Jazz, they picked up Magic Johnson. He's playing the shooting guard position for the Jazz. I mean, they don't have a bad team. Obviously, Magic made them a lot higher, but Ricky Green, Magic Johnson, Jerome Kersey. Okay, he must. Okay, yeah, he played obviously with the Blazers. Thurl Bailey, Billy Cartwright. Yeah, so Magic going to the Jazz. That's crazy. We've got the Denver Nuggets, English and Kiki Vandeweghe. Bill Walton leaves the Clippers and goes to the Nuggets. Jeff Ruland, 88 for Jeff Ruland. That's crazy. Wow. They just totally improved their front court. And they picked up Dennis Rodman. Wow. That's crazy. Wow, the Nuggets are going to be tough. Chicago Bulls, Larry Drew. I mean, yes, he played 2 years for the Kings while we were doing this alternate reality, but I'm really happy about getting Ron Harper. So Larry Drew goes to Chicago, Reggie Theus. Chicago, of course, made it to the finals, but they obviously still have Akeem, Karl Malone. Yeah, they're not going to be really dealing with us unless we make it to the finals too much. The Lakers, wow. Nate McMillan has to fill some big shoes. They lost Magic Johnson and they bring in Nate McMillan. Wow. And they lost the captain due to retirement. And yet the Lakers are still number 9 ranked. Wow, giving some love to the Lakers. Their bench is not good. Yeah, I have a feeling this team is not as good as they are making them out to be. The Houston Rockets. Okay, let's take a look. John Stockton, 91 ranking for Stockton already. Craig Elo, Chris Mullin, that's right. Ralph Sampson. They just drafted Chuck Person. Yeah, this is a good team. And they're in the West. Okay. The Milwaukee Bucks. Really don't know too much about this team. Sidney Moncrief, Marquez Johnson, Mark West, Paul Pressey, AC Green is over there, Sam Vincent. Okay, number 11 ranked. Wonder where we are at. The Supersonics. That's funny. The Bucks and Supersonics. Gus Williams, Xavier McDaniel. He had his rookie season last year. Tom Chambers. Wow. Jack Sigma. David Thompson. They have a good team. Okay. Let's take a look. New York Knicks. Walker, Griffin, Bernard King is still with them. Rick Mahorn is playing for them. Kenny Skywalker. He's got hops. Benoit Benjamin, the center. Kurt Humphreys. Don't know too much about these other players. The Bullets, Roy Sparrow, is he? Oh, wow, he's okay. Jeff Malone, Len Bias, and Charles Barkley. Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good team. Detlef Schrempf, is he a rookie? Okay, he played last year. First year pro. Okay. That is a formidable team with Len Bias now. And Jeff Malone is a solid player too. Wow. Okay. Okay, here we go. The Sacramento Kings, number 15 ranked. Ron Harper. You got Jordan at 93. We are bringing in Woodson back in the small forward position. Hot Rod LaSalle, and the first guy off the bench, Arvydas Sabonis, Rod Higgins, Mark Oberding, John Williams, Paul Westphal. Age 35, Paul Westphal. Okay, what's his ratings? A good playmaker, decent perimeter guy. But Paul Westphal he had an NBA champion. He was a 5-time All-Star. Yeah, Paul Westphal was a player. I don't know. Let's take a look here. Okay, well, Paul Westphal's days are over. But he was quite a decorated player. But nice to have a veteran off the bench, but wow, we have a much improved bench. We have an improved starting team. I am stoked. I am super excited. That's crazy. New Jersey Nets. Let's take a look at them. Terry Cummings. He leaves the Clippers and he goes to the Nets. Okay. They're a pretty formidable team. Kenny Carr played with the Blazers. Daryl Dawkins. He smashed rims with his power. Okay. There you go. The Nets. Let's take a look at the Warriors. Sleepy Floyd. Joe Dumars leaves the Pistons. Oh, actually, he never was drafted by the Pistons in this alternate reality. Okay. Purvis Short. Okay. Joe Barry Carroll. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know too much about these players. The Hawks, let's take a look. Michael Adams, Dominique, Chuck Robinson, Tree Rollins. Odell Curry got drafted. The Hawks, Dominique, the human highlight film. But, okay, the Suns, Buck Williams, Alvin Adams. Nothing to make note of here with the Suns. Buck Williams is an 88 ranking, though. That's... wow. That's crazy. San Antonio Spurs. Now they just drafted Brad Daugherty as their first rounder. They've got Johnny Moore, George Gervin. How old is he? 34. Yeah, but he had a great season last year. Wow. Who's this Gene Banks? I have no idea who you are. Fred Roberts. I remember this guy. Brad Daugherty, though, and John Paxson. Okay. That's the Spurs. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Norm Nixon. Eddie Johnson. He played with us his Jordan's first season. And he's still balling. How did he do last year? 19 points. Okay. He had 20 points with us the season before. Eddie Johnson, Cliff Robinson, Roy Tarpley. Oh, yeah, he was our rookie pick. World Be Free. Okay. And then the Clippers, number 22 ranked, having lost Cummings. So Doc Rivers, Ricky Pierce, Adrian Dantley, though, goes to them. They bring in, Wayman Tisdale. All right. He actually played for the Pacers, if I recall. This Luke Walters guy, Sam Perkins. Yeah, they went down. They did make a big pickup with Dantley, though. Pacers, Shishteen Price. They're starting Price at shooting guard at 6 foot. He's going to have matchup issues. Kevin Willis, okay. Pinckney, Stepanovic, okay, interesting. And then we go back to the Blazers. All right, so there is your power rankings and roster. All right, well, let's jump into simulating the regular season. If there's anything that transpires, I will interrupt it. Let's jump into the season. Okay, well, we have the end of the season awards. I will show you who made the All-Star team a little bit later, but let's take a look. MVP, Larry Legend. Larry Bird, 25 points, 8.5 rebounds, 7.3 assists, almost 2 steals, a block. Larry Legend, man, look at those numbers. 50, almost 50, 90, 40. Wow, Larry Legend. I did take injuries off during this alternate reality, and it'll be interesting to see Larry's career without getting injured. It's just too bad that he got injured with his bad back issues in real life, but it's awesome to see that he got the MVP. That's cool, although I would have liked to see Jordan get it. Let's look at the next award. Rookie of the Year, Lynn Bias. Wow. Almost 60% field goal, 86 free throw, 31% three, 22.5, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.4 steals, 1.4 blocks. Lynn Bias. Wow. This is going to be really interesting to see what happens. I'm glad he's in the Eastern Conference. Sixth man of the year, Jay Humphries for the Sixers. Okay. Don't know much about you. We'll go to Akeem Olajuwon, the DPOY. Almost 22 points, 12 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 1.1 steals, almost 3 blocks. Akeem, still being called Akeem right now, for now. Akeem Olajuwon, the DPOY. Okay, and Chris Mullin for the Rockets. Look at that, 23 points, 4.3 assists, 2 steals. Now, remember, Chris Mullin did play for the first Dream Team. So, yeah, he is, 47% from the three-point line. He had obviously a great career, but imagine if he would have played in this game. Now, that's crazy. Coach of the year. Who is he? The coach? The Bullets. Lynn Bias and Charles Barkley. Wow. Okay, that's... Wow, Lynn Bias comes and then they... Wow, okay. And the executive of the year is for the Knicks. Interesting. Okay. Now let's take a look at the first teams. First team All-NBA. Yes! Michael Jordan, first team All-NBA. Now, I think this is his first nod for first team. Now, he's gotten 2 first team All-Defense. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here and see. Okay. He was an All-Star this year. Oh, he got first team All-NBA last year too. Okay. So 2-time first team All-NBA, 2-time first team All-Defense. Although he didn't get first team, it looks like he got second team All-Defense. Okay, good. So 2 first team All-NBAs along with Magic Johnson now with the Jazz, Larry Legend, James Worthy getting some shine. Now that Magic is off the team, what did he do? Wow. Look at the jumped up big time in terms of usage and points per game. Wow, okay. James Worthy getting a first team All-NBA and Akeem Olajuwon. Okay. Second team All-NBA, Isaiah Thomas, Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, Adrian Dantley for the Clippers, and Ralph Sampson for the Rockets. And then let's look at third team All-NBA, Alex English, Gus Williams for the Sonics. Wow. Clark Kellogg, Dominique, and Moses. First team All-Defense. Come on now. Clyde did not get first team over Jordan. Anyway. Clyde, Sidney Moncrief, Larry Legend, Charles Barkley and Akeem, Michael Jordan, Dennis Johnson, Buck Williams, James Worthy, and Patrick. Rookie team did... Ron Harper did not get first team All-NBA. First team All-Rookie. He better be in second team. Lynn Bias, Kenny Walker. How did Kenny Walker do? Not bad. Brad Daugherty, not bad. Mark Price playing shooting guard. Roy Tarpley. Okay, good. Ron Harper did get All-Rookie second team. Let's look at his numbers. Okay, 8 points, 4.7 assists, 1.7 steals. That's big, though. Wow, he is an old rookie. Wow, okay. Anyways, I'm not complaining. Trust me, I am not complaining. We did not see Arvidas, but he did come off the bench. We will look at those numbers a little bit later. Here's the playoffs. Let's take a look at Looking at the All-Star participants, we've got Isaiah Thomas, Sidney Moncrief, Larry Legend, Darrell Griffith, Otis Birdsong, Charles Barkley. Okay, that's for your Eastern All-Stars. And then our West All-Stars, Magic, Michael, Dantley, Worthy, Aguirre, English, Clyde. Okay. So there are your All-Stars for the East and West. Okay, so here we are right after the awards, and the Sacramento Kings are the number 3 seed. And we're taking on the Lakers, which I think we can beat. Portland and Houston are on the other side of the bracket, which means the Dallas, we won't have to possibly meet Dallas until the Western Conference Finals. I actually feel like, well, Portland is a good team. I actually feel like we got a chance here. Let's take a look at the, the Eastern Conference. We've got Washington with Lynn Bias, the number 1 seed. Boston, the number 4 seed. The Knicks, number 3. That's why their GM got the GM award. Chicago, number 6. Karl Malone and Hakeem Olajuwon. Detroit. Okay, wow. This is some pretty crazy stuff. Let's take a look and see how the Kings did in terms of stats here. We will go to player stats. Go to the Kings. Looks like Michael Jordan with almost 28 points a game. Check out those numbers. 59% from the field. 37% from three-point land. Plus 6.4. Pretty amazing. Mike Woodson averaging 14.7 points. But what is this? We got started 2 games. Wait a minute. Who? Albert King? Who? He started 80 games? And he averaged 11.5 points, 4 rebounds, 3.2 assists? What? Was he a pickup? Okay, he was signed really early on in the season, like a week later, for a 1-year, $99,000 deal, and he actually played for New Jersey, where he averaged 16.4 points a game. He's an 81 overall. Hold on. Let me take a look at something. Okay. All right, this is crazy. So Albert King is the younger brother of Bernard King. He was drafted in 1981. I think, let's take a look here. He was drafted 10th overall pick. He was not re-signed by the New Jersey Nets, although he had a really good season. And we picked him up off of free agency in the first week of the season. And look at these numbers he averaged. Let's take a look at his ratings. A B+ score, inside score, B, playmaker B+, perimeter D, A, rebounding B, athleticism A, basketball IQ A. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. This season, the GM made some amazing moves. I cannot believe it. Okay, let's go back to the player stats here and go to the Kings. Okay, so we'll go back here. Ron Harper started all the games. We kind of looked at his numbers. Hot Rod Williams, let's take a look. 15 points, 7.7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 47%. I think that's a little down on his numbers. Let's take a look here. Oh, actually, he went up. His rebounding went down. Albert King, look at his numbers. 52%. It'll be really interesting to see how he plays for us. He's not a three-point threat. LaSalle Thompson, 8.2. His numbers went down, but look, it's a bonus. Hold on, let me move my. Look, it's a bonus. 359 field goal percentage, but he does give us some scoring off the bench. 7.5 points, 5 rebounds. He is a rookie, remember, and he will get better. Okay, but look at our bench, our plus minus on all these players. Our bench definitely increased in terms of effectiveness here. So that means that Woodson is coming off the bench. Sabonis is coming off the bench. Rod Higgins is coming off the bench. This guy, John Williams, the John Hotplate Williams. We are definitely better. That is crazy. All right, so let's take a look. Now that we looked at the playoffs, let's look at the power rankings. Now that we finished out the season, so we've got the Washington Bullets having the number 1 power ranking with Lynn Bias and Charles Barkley. There you go. Wow. Okay. Number 2, the Knicks moved up in the power rankings. There's Bernard King, the older brother of Albert King, who's now on our team. The Detroit Pistons. Wow. And the Sacramento Kings. We were, I think, number 14 ranked at the beginning of the season. We are number 4. This is crazy. So Ron Harper moved up in his ratings too. I think he was like a 77 at the beginning of the season. Ron Harper at 6'6", Michael Jordan 6'6", Albert King 6'6", but all of them are great defenders. You got Hot Rod and LaSalle, and look at our bench now. So much better. You've got Woodson now coming off the bench, which is great for him. You got Arvidas, Rod Higgins, Olberding, John Williams. Let's look at Rod Higgins. Mid-range B+. John Williams, inside scoring, A. You got some bonus with A-. Inside scoring. That'll only go up, though. Mike Woodson, of course. Our bench is so much better. That is insanity. That's crazy. Exciting stuff. Dallas. We'll look at the rest of the teams here. Who are we taking on again? We are taking on the Lakers. We'll look at that in a bit, but yeah, that's crazy. There you have it. Michael Jordan, Sacramento Kings, number 4 ranking in the power rankings. They've got the number 3 seed. They're taking on the Lakers without Magic Johnson. I feel really good about that. We do have a tough Portland matchup. We did have to take Portland on in the first round the last couple of seasons, so we don't have them, but we will probably have to face them in the second round. But I think we're up for the task. We just made some really big moves for the third season of Michael Jordan's career rebuild. I'll have to say the Sacramento Kings GM, I got to tip my hat, man. He made some huge moves for the Kings. I was actually, at the end of that playoff loss against the Dallas Mavericks, I was pretty down about Jordan's career, seeing where he may go. I'm a lot more hopeful now. The GM starting off with that trade, trading Larry Drew and a protected 1988 draft pick to get Rod Higgins, and then that number 8 pick that turned out to be Ron Harper, and then we drafted Sabonis. We got the other John Williams. We made a huge free agency pickup in the first week of the season with Albert King, the younger brother of Bernard King. And now we are a much better team. I'm really excited to see what the bench does. I know our starters will perform well. Yeah, I'm really excited, you all. This is going to be some crazy playoffs for the third season of Michael Jordan, his playoff run. I'm really excited to see what happens with that. But I will make that another video. I'm going to stop here at this video. I will be posting the first playoff game soon with the Los Angeles Lakers without Magic Johnson this year, so that'll be interesting. Anyways, I think we're going to end it here. In the meantime, you all stay safe. God bless. Peace out.